Hello guys and welcome to another video of Story Drift. Today we're going to enjoy a great movie, so let's start. The story starts in a dark, scary forest. A woman is running, looking very scared like someone is chasing her. She runs and reaches a small house with a red light shining from it. The woman is hurt and tired, but before she can understand what's happening, a dark shadow appears. It grabs her by the neck and lifts her up. The shadow says a name, Andriy. But then, the woman suddenly wakes up. It was just a bad dream. Her name is Olena, and she is very scared. She keeps thinking, who was that shadow? Why did it say the name Andriy? Olena feels worried and afraid, so she goes to see her best friend. They spend time together, laugh, and feel happy. Actually, they love each other a lot and they are going to get married soon. Right now, they live together in Ukraine. The next morning, Andriy, Olena's partner, makes breakfast for her before going to work. But that bad dream, it's still stuck in Olena's mind. She can't stop thinking about it. Olena tells Aunt Yabdo about her scary dream, the one where death came to take Andriy. Hearing this, Aunt Yabdo gets really worried. She tells Olena, the time has come. You need to send Andriy far away, you know where and how to send him. Later we see Olena and Andriy together. They are happy because it's their anniversary. Tonight, they plan to celebrate with a party. They spend a lovely evening, feeling close and enjoying their time together. But their happiness doesn't last long. Because this is the year 2022, the year Russia attacked Ukraine. Russian soldiers enter Ukraine. People are scared. Some important people from Britain and the government are kidnapped. The whole country is in fear, and everyone hides inside their homes. Olena and Andriy are scared too. They decide they need to run away to stay safe. But it's dangerous. Russian soldiers are everywhere. Olena tells Andriy, let's go to Aunt Yabdo's house. It's far away in the forest, near an old graveyard. That place is special because, even during World War II, no soldiers could reach there. Andriy agrees. So they get in their car and start driving. But on the way, Russian soldiers stop them. The soldiers begin asking questions and searching their car. Andriy talks nicely to the soldiers, trying to get them to let them go. But the Russian soldiers start acting badly toward Olena. Andriy feels angry inside, but he knows they need to get out of there safely. So, he controls his anger and stays quiet. Even after answering all their questions, the soldiers don't let them go. Instead, they go to their boss and ask for something terrible. They want Olena. The boss agrees. The soldiers come back and start touching Olena. Andriy can't take it anymore. He gets very angry. He pulls out his gun and starts shooting. One soldier dies and another gets shot in the leg. Andriy and Olena quickly get in their car and drive away, trying to save themselves. Somehow they reach Aunt Yabdo's house in the forest. As soon as they stop, Olena rushes to get her dog from the car. The poor dog was hurt during the shooting, so she gives it to Aunt Yabdo to take care of it. But then, Olena sees blood on her hands. She looks at Andriy, he's been shot too. He's hurt very badly. Olena tries to save him. She holds him, cries, and does everything she can, but his wound is too deep. Andriy slowly closes his eyes. He dies in Olena's arms. She cries loudly, holding him, but she can't do anything. Death had come for Andriy. Just like in Olena's dream, death takes Andriy away. Olena sits there, holding him, heartbroken. The same terrible scene from her dreams keeps playing in her mind. It has come true. Meanwhile, the Russian soldiers don't even care about their dead friends. They take their things, help the injured, and then sit down like nothing happened. But for Olena, everything has changed. It's very hard for her to accept that Andriy is gone. She cries and cries, looking at his lifeless body. Aunt Yabdo comes to her and tries to comfort her. She hugs Olena and says softly, everything will be fine. But Olena shakes her head and says, I don't want anything to be fine. I just want Andriy back. Tears roll down her face as she says, I've lived many lives. I've seen so many wars. I've lost so many people. But losing Andriy, this pain is the worst. He made me feel love, like a normal girl, for the first time in my life. But even that happiness was taken away from me. Her sadness slowly turns into anger. She decides, those people who took Andriy away, they won't live in peace. She will make them pay. She will bring them pain, just like the pain she is feeling now. Aunt Yabdo tells her that she will burn Andriy's body. Olena nods and quietly leaves, But she doesn't stop there. She goes to a hidden place in the house, holding an axe in her hand. She breaks a wall and enters a secret room. Inside there are strange things, dark magic objects, things not from this world. Olena stands in front of a special mirror. A magic mirror. She starts taking off her clothes, one by one. We see something strange. Both her wrists have tattoos. But when she looks in the magic mirror, those tattoos look like chains. Chains holding her back. Without hesitation, Olena cuts the tattoos with a sharp knife. As soon as the tattoos break, the chains in the mirror break too. She is free. Suddenly, something powerful happens. Her body starts changing. A strange, dark power starts flowing through her veins. Something dangerous, something supernatural, has awakened inside Olena. After getting those special powers, Olena became very strong and dangerous. She was no longer just a normal girl, she was a witch. She had tried to live a peaceful life with Andriy, far away from this dark world. But that dream was gone now. So she returned to her old self, ready for revenge. On the other side, we see the Russian soldiers. Their chief tells them that no more food will be coming because the supply truck was stopped by Ukrainian forces. Hearing this, the soldiers get excited. The chief says, "You are free now. You can do anything to anyone." The soldiers laugh and go in different directions to find food. Some soldiers enter an old man's house. The old man tries to stop them, but they push him aside and kill him. Inside the house, they find his young daughter, Katie. When the soldiers see Katie, they try to grab her. She tries to run, but they catch her and knock her out. One of the soldiers starts doing terrible things to her. Katie wakes up in pain and starts screaming, but they don't stop. Elsewhere, some soldiers start shooting at houses just for fun. A woman sees this and shouts, "Why are you doing this? Act like humans, not animals." But the soldiers get angry and kill her too. Later, they take Katie back to their camp so the rest of the soldiers can hurt her as well. But something strange starts happening. Olena is performing a dark ritual using blood. She's doing this to the soldier who Andriy had shot earlier, the one with the injured leg. Because of Olena's magic, his leg gets worse. The pain becomes so bad that he screams in agony. Suddenly, he coughs up a bunch of hair and a piece of paper. The paper says, "This forest will be your grave." The soldier gets so scared that his heart stops. He dies right there. At the same time, the chief has a terrible dream. He sees Olena in his dream, saying she will kill all of them. He wakes up, scared. He quickly orders his men to get rid of Katie. The soldiers take Katie far away and throw her there. Just then, Olena appears. She looks at Katie and asks, "Do you want revenge?" Katie doesn't say a word, but the anger in her eyes says it all. Olena understands. Revenge has begun. Meanwhile, one of the soldiers went to a corner of the forest to pee. But when he looked down, he saw blood in his urine. He got very scared and started to panic. On the other side, we see two more soldiers. Olena tries to control one of them using her magic. Just when she was about to kill him, she noticed a photo in his hand. It was his family's picture. Seeing this, Olena felt a little soft-hearted. She decided to let him go. But the second soldier was different. He was greedy for money. Olena tricked him by showing a lot of cash on the ground. The soldier got excited and started running after the money, not knowing it was a trap. The next morning, all the soldiers checked their phones. They saw a message. It said, "Your graves will be made in this forest." The soldiers got really scared. He said, "This is just a trick by the enemy. There's no ghost or witch. Stay alert." Later that day, one soldier took the others to a strange place in the forest. There were wooden dolls hanging from the trees, creepy and scary. But that was not all. They saw one of their fellow soldiers tied to a tree. His hair was pulled out, his lips were stitched shut, and his stomach was wounded. Everyone was shocked. One soldier quickly stepped forward to help him. But it was a trap. As soon as he touched the tied-up soldier, boom, there was an explosion. Olena had set bombs around the area. The explosion killed the soldier trying to help. The other soldiers were furious. They shouted, "Why did you touch him? You should have been careful." Fear and anger filled the air. The soldiers knew. They were being hunted. Meanwhile, Olena was doing a powerful and dangerous ritual. During this ritual, she called a demon and took its power into her body. It made her even stronger, but also more dangerous. Outside the house, Aunt Yabdoka saw something scary. Dead birds were falling from the sky like rain. She got really worried and ran to Olena. When she saw Olena performing the ritual, she understood things had gone too far. This was dangerous, even for Olena. Aunt Yabdoka tried to stop her and said, "If you don't stop, this will hurt you too." But Olena didn't care. She said, "I don't care what happens to me. I want revenge. Even if I die, it's okay." Yabdoka got emotional and said, "I gave you a second life. I made you a witch. You can't leave me like this." But Olena didn't listen. She was filled with anger. On the other side, we see one of the soldiers. He found a photo of his wife and child, but it was covered in blood. Olena had done this with her magic. She was planning to harm his family too. The soldier got really scared. He begged the chief to let him go back home to save his family. But the chief said no. The soldier was desperate, so he stole a tank and drove towards the city. But Olena started messing with his mind. She made him lose control. While driving the tank, he ran over and crushed 2 of his fellow soldiers. The other soldiers got angry and beat him up badly. The poor soldier tried to explain, but no one believed him. Then, suddenly, a bomb attack happened on the soldiers' camp. Everyone got scattered. One soldier, the one who had killed the innocent woman earlier, got separated and ran into the forest. There, he saw the bicycle of the woman he killed. Then, her ghost appeared and started scaring him. He got terrified and started running. But suddenly, the chief appeared in front of him. Or, was it the chief? No, it was Olena, using her magic to look like the chief. She put a mark on his forehead and said, "Your time is up." Then, she killed him and took his heart. After that, she quietly went back to her home. Later, the other soldiers found their friend's dead body. They were shocked and scared. They couldn't believe the enemy could do something so horrible. One of the soldiers started talking about supernatural things, but the chief got angry and scolded him, saying it was all nonsense. Meanwhile, back at home, Aunt Yabdoka was shocked and terrified. She caught Olena eating the heart of a dead soldier. Frightened, Yabdoka tried to stop Olena and talk sense into her, but Olena pushed her away and said, "I need more power." Later, when Olena came back to her senses, she realized she had hurt Yabdoka. She apologized to her, but the damage was already done. Even Yabdoka had now started fearing Olena. She saw that Olena was not only losing herself in the fire of revenge, she was becoming a dark and evil witch. That night, Olena went to the soldiers' camp and left a warning message. The next morning, when the soldiers checked their camp, the dead bodies of their fallen comrades were missing. This terrified them. When they went into the forest to search, they found the bodies hanging from a tree. The sight was so horrifying that one of the soldiers lost his mind. He got so scared that he shot himself, choosing death over facing Olena's wrath. On the other side, we see the soldier who had abused Katie. Something terrible was happening to him. His private parts had started rotting. He was in unbearable pain. Desperate to save himself, he went to Katie's house. Katie got her chance for revenge. She was ready to kill him. But when the soldier begged for his life, Katie felt pity. She decided to spare him. But as soon as she lowered her guard, the soldier picked up a gun to shoot her. However, Katie acted quickly and killed him before he could harm her. Meanwhile, the remaining soldiers saw Olena in the forest. They all started chasing her. 2 soldiers got into a fight along the way and ended up killing each other. The rest continued after Olena and started shooting at her. She was hit and badly injured, but somehow managed to escape and return home. Yabdoka helped remove the bullets from Olena's body and warned her again. "For every life you take, you will have to pay the price. When you kill the chief, it will be the end for you too. This is the deal you made." But Olena didn't listen. Her thirst for revenge was stronger than ever. One by one, she hunted and killed all the soldiers. But the chief was different. He was clever and wouldn't fall easily into her trap. Finally, it was time for the last showdown, Olena versus the chief. The chief caught Olena and started doing terrible things to her. But suddenly we see something shocking. Olena was actually standing behind him, watching. The person the chief was harming was not Olena. It was his own soldier. It was all an illusion, Olena's dark magic. She had trapped the chief in her deadly spell to torture him. Just when Olena was about to kill him, Aunt Yabdoka arrived. She told Olena that she was carrying a child and that if she harmed the chief, her baby would also be in danger. This was because Olena had made the same deal with Dim. Doka then explained to Olena that this baby was a symbol of her love for Andriy and that this child would give her a reason to live. Hearing this, Olena calmed down a little, but she was still angry at the chief. Her anger was growing. But then she looked at her dog, the one she and Andriy had loved so much. Seeing the dog helped her calm down. Then Olena shouted loudly, saying, "Sorry, but there's no other way. Things will always be like this." But Yabdoka stopped her and said, "You don't have to kill the chief. I have another way." After this, we see the chief. He had completely lost his mind because of Yabdoka. His own soldiers turned against him, calling him the reason for all the bloodshed, and they took him to jail. Then we move forward to the next day. Olena had given birth to a baby boy. Now, she was ready for a new beginning with her child. In the end, her revenge was complete. And with that, the story comes to an end. So friends, what did you think of this story? Let us know in the comments. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give it a like. See you in the next amazing video.